Yo, what's good, Pack Nation? It's Pack with Gary. We can go ahead and get our vent session on. Let me give me a second here. I'm a little tight with Wade in this one because he did not play Musa and Lubin together the entire game. The entire game, right? And what's frustrating is I don't even like playing two bigs, but it's necessary with this team. Like, why are we fighting that? Why is he trying to have us play small ball in the ACC? Georgia Tech is not good. I don't care what anybody says. They're not good. It's a quad 4 loss, right? And we lost by a little bit because we refuse to play big, even in our last 2 wins. He didn't play both of them consistently the whole game, but he had stretches, okay? This game, he just didn't want to do it. And I don't know why. And then, there's some people that are on my channel letting me know that, Breed is a very good player and all of that stuff. And I don't disagree. He should not be starting. And he played decent defense in this game. But once it came down to crunch time, they attacked that matchup. And he ends up just getting fouls because he's small. If you have bigger guards, he's a defensive liability. If you got smaller guards, he can cook. I give him that. But he needs to play his larger play. He has larger players at every position that he won't put them on the court at the same time. And I don't get why. Is having a big lineup the answer? I'm not saying it's the answer, but I bet you it'll help out some problems that we have. Like, you have to play your best players, and for some reason, he doesn't want to put them all on the floor at one time. Now, if you don't want to do that entire game, all right, cool. I don't understand the thought process, but whatever. But in crunch time, you need to do that. And you can't tell me that not having Musa and Lubin in the game at the same time at the end of the game is not important, right? We got out-rebounded by 9 by Georgia Tech. Look, I understand. I don't know if you were, at the game or if you watched it on TV. I haven't watched it back on TV just yet. I was at the game and I was frustrated. So to anybody that sits near me, I'm sorry if I was getting on your nerves, but I could not believe what I was watching and the product that we were putting on the floor, right? Coaches, his post game, he's putting it on the players like we didn't have consistent practice, and he had a feeling that this wasn't going to be good. They did a trial game or whatever, and he had to start over because we didn't start well. Listen, I'm not buying none of that mess. Okay? Most of this is on him because he didn't want to play the right combination of players. He continues to fight it. I don't know why he thinks a McNeese-sized lineup is going to work in the ACC. This is crazy. Jack says, I'm consistently baffled by his timeout. Oh man, let's talk about that, Jack. Like I don't know what's going on with him in timeouts. I don't know why we didn't challenge that play at the end of the game that looked like it might have been out of bounds on Georgia Tech. He had a coach's challenge, but he didn't use it. Just took that to the locker room. Like, I don't get it with this guy. I feel like sometimes he's not trying to win. Like maybe he's trying to prove a point to the team, and I don't know. But it's something about his approach that is off. Something is off. Like, okay, you all know how I feel about him playing Abube. And I know he's hurt, right? I know he's hurt. But he mentioned early in the season it's his fault that he hasn't played him more and didn't change a thing, right? Then I asked him about a specific lineup on when he had his radio show last week before Florida State. He says, oh, that's a great lineup. We should play it more. Then he goes to never play it at all. 2 games now, they have not been in the game at the same time. Wu really needs to play lineup you mentioned. What happened to the FSU game? Where did our momentum go on my birthday? Oh, man, I'm sorry. That's a terrible birthday present that they gave you. Whew. Yeah. He says he wants to play this lineup, but again, that's him just coach speak. He has a lot of that. He says what sounds good. And, we want to coach with some charisma. We got it. All right, he's going to say the right stuff to make you be like, ooh, ah. But then he's going to do something completely different. Copeland, Abel, and Musa had a good plus-minus today. I believe it. Seems like should have had those 3 in the game and whoever was next after them. Instead, we just doing whatever. I don't know how he's determining who's going to end the game because it's not based on what they've done in the current game. I mean, McNeil was keeping us in it. He takes him out. Like, why are you taking this man out? He is not tired. I don't get why he's my father brings this up all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I see it. Sometimes he has 2 fouls or whatever. So you take him out while he's hot. Today, there was no reason for this man to come out of the game. He had just started hitting a couple shots and then he sits him. I don't even know if he scored again after that. He might have later in the game, but I don't get it. I don't get it, guys. I do not get it. Jack, it was very telling that we were running all of our offense through Paul at the end of the game. Yeah. I mean, he was the only one that was really hitting a little bit. I mean, we know when Copeland has the ball so much, something's good going to happen and something bad going to happen, right? He's going to try to turn the ball over. I swear it looks like he is point shaving sometimes. Like, I'm not putting that on him, but it looks bad, some of these turnovers that he has. And so he's got the ball. We're trying to get it to Paul. They know we're trying to get it to Paul. No one else is really showing up. Williams is just, oh my gosh, MIA. I'm almost like, we thought it was the headband that was helping him play better. Take that mess off. That's not helping. Just take the headband off. It wasn't a headband. Who knows? I don't know what's up with this guy. He's just as frustrating as Wade for me. They perfect for each other. I feel Copeland is the culprit of causing the team to lose because he's too loose and bouncy, overall reckless with the ball, causing high turnovers, who is a good contender for his starting role. Whew, that's a statement right there. I don't know that I would want to take him out the starting lineup. I understand what you're saying. He does turn the ball over a lot. But some of the plays he makes are like very game-changing plays. I don't know because I don't really like anybody else at the point above him other than, Williams doing a little bit. But to put pressure on the rim, we don't have anybody else that's going to do that. I think we're sort of stuck with Copeland starting as our point guard right now. When Darian starts to ISO, everyone else stops moving. So he has nobody to pass to. Yes, there's a lot of ball watching. Right? That does happen a lot. It's like he gets the ball and he starts to back people down and then they just stand there. I guess they're waiting for him to find them and hit him with a spot up shot, but it's so easy to guard. Like there's no type of movement cutting around him. Some of the bigs tend to move a little bit in the paint, but it's crowded down there because that's where he's going. So that's a great point. my opinion, Copeland has been our best player this season. I would agree. But he does have a style that lends to turnover sometimes. But to me, Copeland is the least of our problems. All right. So what do you think our problem is? What's the most detrimental thing we have going on right now? Let us know. You know what? The layups are a thing. I can't believe how many layups that Lubin was missing around the basket. It was almost like the game was physical and we play like we're waiting for a whistle, right? And I don't know where we got that from. Like, well, these guys are transfers, so maybe they don't understand that NC State doesn't get a whistle, right? We don't get a friendly whistle that often. It's highly unlikely that you're going to get favorable calls. That's just how how it's been for us. But we almost fall down and shoot layups like, oh, we're going to get the call and go to the free throw line. Then it doesn't happen, and now they're going the other way. I hate that. J. Hart, a lot of times, he's the main source of real competitive energy. I agree. He is a dog. Like, he's out there still fighting hard, and not saying the other players aren't, but you can tell with him, right? Compared to everybody else. Everybody else could be going hard, but it seems like he has way more emotion and trying to keep us in games. But he do be turning the ball over some terrible times. And on top of trying to keep us in the game, which is tough. Honestly, I expect a much better version of Williams this season, but really, he just isn't even good. Yeah. Yeah, that Williams kid is, he's always been Robin, I guess. He's never been Batman at a high level. He's been Robin, and if you're focusing on Batman, he can get off and get you a lot of points. But we brought him here to be something that he's not, and we got to live with that. And I think it'd be okay if we put him with the right lineup, right? If you put enough people around him to where he doesn't have to do stuff by himself, and he doesn't look as pedestrian. But we don't do that. What impact do you feel our spread scheduling has had? We are trying to put a team of new players together on the fly. It's hard to gel when you play 3 games every 20 days. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, again, I wouldn't normally be this frustrated, but this man, being Wade, came into the season and he talked it up. He said he had everything that he needed, right? And then he went through practices and he had all his players together and he's, again, reinforced. Oh, we're going to win a lot of games. Okay, Red Reckoning, all this stuff. He had already saw what he had, right? Now, all of a sudden, they're inconsistent. They take 3 steps forward, 1 step back. I'm like, I don't know that it's just on them. Like, honestly, guys, when you look at how inconsistent our team has been, we also have inconsistency with our coaching and who he puts in and who he puts where, who's running, who's playing what position, like bench minutes. I was curious that maybe some of the problem was we reinserted Holloman, right? 2 games out, we get a little flow going. Everybody playing certain minutes, coming in off the bench, Abel, Arsenal, everything's good. Then we bring him back in. Maybe it threw something off. I don't know. But it was ugly. It was really, really ugly. I wish I had an answer here. Shooting under pressure, the team can't seem to get buckets in their own house. Yeah. P2 did great during practice shooting threes, but during the game, he didn't perform. Yeah, I mean, that's a fact. I don't know. It's got to be something with the arena. I mean, what were our shooting stats looking like here? Let me take a look. So, all right. So, number one, we let them shoot 45% from three. Okay. They are not that good from three. We shot 36%, but 37% field goal percentage. Think about that. All those missed shots. And we only lost by 4. Like, coach can put us in a better position to win the game. I don't know. Not to overreact. All right, Jack, let's see what we're talking about here. But I'm afraid this could be a devastating loss. We've got the benefit of a hard schedule to help us in the metrics. This loss is going to tank the advantages we had in the metrics. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, we were looking like, net-wise, a phenomenal team. Ken Palm, all of that stuff, all of these metrics. But you're right. This quad 4 is going to be a hot mess. A hot mess. There's no way we should have lost this game today. No way. I just, as I'm watching it, it's like I couldn't believe it was happening. That we were even down. And look, can we talk about how Georgia Tech turned the ball over like 4 or 5 straight times to start the game? They had a few stretches where they did that, and we couldn't take advantage of any of it. It's crazy. We seem to cause a lot of turnovers throughout the game. Did you feel the effort was there? I didn't feel like we lacked energy, just execution to me, which is discouraging against Georgia Tech as well. Yeah. So, there was a couple games back where we practiced like the day of and they looked slow and everything like that. That wasn't the case today. I feel like they were trying, but you can only do so much. If you have guys out there that are missing layups and you can't rebound and you're being out rebounded because the other team's taller, more athletic, it really ain't your fault, right? You trying. You may be trying to box out, or you may not. I mean, we did not have the right people to get rebounds, which in a 4-point game would have been beneficial. And then when they started going to that mismatch, they were targeting smaller guards, right? You put a smaller guard out there, they post them up or they just shoot over them. And we didn't adjust. There's a lack of in-game adjustments. I feel like there's a huge – I have not seen him just be like, I'm going to do something different. There was one game where he had Copeland following around a guy who was killing us, right? He jumped out of switching everything on the perimeter to being like, hey, stick with that one guy. Okay, that's cool. But offensively, we just watch everything happen and just take whatever the other team does to us. It's a hot mess. It is a hot mess. Coach talks about being physical and, we're not a physical team or something like that, but we're not a physical team because we don't put a physical lineup in the game. If you put Musa and Lubin in the game at the same time, you can then be physical. If you put Williams at the 3, play Copeland, and you can put McNeil or Abel at the 2. Heck, at this point, you play Arsenal at the 2 and really impose your will. But no, he won't do it. He also mentioned in his postgame, if you haven't seen it already, he says, we got to look at everything, right? He was asked the question, are you going to change your approach? We got to look at everything. We need to do a better job of putting guys in a better position, right? Now, it's another coach speak response. If he wanted to actually improve, he would do something different. But these press conferences are just for the birds. It's just for him to hear himself talk. Because he's saying one thing and doing something completely different. each time. Radio show, it's a waste. He's just up there for marketing purposes. Like he's doing nothing that he's talking about. And what is starting to bother me is it's sort of like put on the players, like, oh, they're inconsistent. Yeah, they might be inconsistent hitting shots. I give them that. Sometimes they're hitting, sometimes they're not. But a lot of this stuff, bro, it just falls back on him. Like he's just inconsistent too. Your team is like you, sir. Jack, do you think anyone on this team will go to the... Absolutely not. Oh, Jack. Hey, Jack's on here telling jokes, y'all. But no, seriously. I do not think any of our current team will actually attend the draft or be drafted. Now, as for will any make, like the G League or something like that, it's possible. Abel is not a one and done. Not in this draft class, because they've got like 15 freshmen that are elite. Okay, that are leading their teams, and he's not in that echelon. So Copeland is he might get an invite to something. And, if he could figure out how to cut his turnovers down, he would be an NBA level point guard. But we know that that's like in his DNA to turn the ball over. So I don't know that that's going to happen. Williams, absolutely not. No, that's no chance for him. And then someone like Musa, another year maybe, but not next year. He might physically look like an NBA player and have the skill set, but he's not ready. And Van Allen's too small. So, no, I don't see anybody on our team that's going to be going to the draft. Arsenal is another guy who can get like an invite to work out or something like that because of his measurables. But he's not going to have the production to really get any type of invitation. Robert says, I was disappointed with his post-game press conference. He seems lost the team. He even said he doesn't know what to do. Like I don't know if you heard me, Robert, but I was speaking on his press conferences, and I take them with a grain of salt because he speaks of not knowing what to do, but he hasn't tried anything different. The problem is he's doing the same thing over and over and over again, and he's getting the same result. Like, oh, they're not listening, or oh, we're not getting this happening. We're a poor offensive rebounding team. It's because of the personnel you're putting on the court. If he really wanted to fix this, I think he would try something different. And I think instead he's just like, I'm going to do it this way, and my way has always worked. And I've had teams run off. I know in the press conference he mentioned he had teams run off like 12, 15 wins in a row. Sir, this is the ACC, okay? And we do not have the level of talent to win 12 games in a row. So stop it. Again, he just out there talking, saying whatever. This sounds good. So what will be your Monday mindset message to them in preparation for Clemson? We need positive energy. That's cute. Man, there's a lot of comedians on this live. All right, listen. I might have a Monday mindset, but I am not in the mindset to be able to tell you what it's going to be. I have no idea. I'm going to have to do some soul searching to be positive Monday, because right now I'm just very aggravated. Very, very aggravated. So I don't know yet. That's the answer to that. Jay Hart, to me, Musa is not strong enough yet to be dependent on. Not talent, but strength. The plays he doesn't make, it really looks like, he will make that play next season. But that ain't helping now. You're right. Yeah, I can see Musa being a beast next year. And, right now he's not there. He's getting better. But I think because of that, your point, he should definitely be in the game with another big instead of us putting all that on him to expect him to carry us by himself for stretches. like playing with a senior, letting them lean on each other. But we're not doing that. Wait, Moose is 22. He just isn't strong enough to matter then. Yeah, I guess when you put it that way, he's not a 18-year-old, right? He's been lifting weights for a few years now. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, he looks strong, but maybe the stuff is, fundamentals, know how to box out and use your body. Like I don't know what's going on there. What's Jack got to say? Are you going to the radio show this week? If so, what will you be asking? Whoo, Jack. Listen, I will be there. And I was thinking about it as I was walking back to my car from the game. I'm like, is he going to tell them not to let me show up? Because I might hurt his feelings. Like, I really want to know why he is fighting playing his larger lineup when everyone has the skill set to play their position. I want to ask that. I want to ask why he told me that he should play it more and hasn't played it at all. I want to ask if he feels he's been inconsistent or if it's just the players. I mean, I got a list of stuff that I want to ask, and if I'm going to be that abrasive about my questioning, right? Like, I have to temper that, I know, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel Thursday, right? But it's definitely gonna be an interesting one. I'll tell you that. Ian, bro, this team is so inconsistent. 0-5 against Q1, now a Q4 loss. This is an NIT team currently. Oh, Ian. Man, you just go hard, huh? Stepped into the chat and started throwing haymakers. Hey man, I can't disagree. Like, we haven't beaten anybody, right? I don't know how many teams we've beaten that are probably going to be in the tournament. Maybe like, I think Liberty might be running through their conference, but they're probably going to be out the first weekend. Boise State, I don't know if they're going to make the tournament right now. Beat VCU, they're not dominating like we thought they would do. Yeah, we haven't beat any world beaten teams right now, so you might be right. Now, we could get better. Like I said, we have some combinations we could put together if coach decides to do it. We just got to see if he makes any type of adjustment, if he sticks with the small ball. Jay Clemens, this team is it's mid, very mid. And Williams is being an all-star in my 40. Yeah, I hear you. Like, Williams is, he's, if the competition is lower, yeah, you could tell. Oh, yeah, he's a D1 basketball player. But you start putting him against other elite athletes, yeah, he regresses. And he's just another guy with a lot of hair running around on the court, which is disappointing for Pack fans. Very disappointing. He said, ask him when the reckoning will get here. Yes, I like that one. Let me make a note. When will the reckoning get here? He's not going to like that much, and I don't care. That's a good one. Yeah, gotta keep it real. Gotta do that. I mean, but when you ask him something like that, he's gonna have some type of excuse or some great response. Like his responses are they're top notch. I'll give him that. The way he can finesse and dance around a question. Oh, he was asked about in the post game the interaction between him and Copeland. Right? Copeland was asked about it, and he says, I don't want to talk about it. Coach was asked, and he's like, I don't recall. There's a lot that goes on in the game. Sir, stop it. You don't remember when you jumped on the court yelling at your starting point guard? It's stuff like that, man. And I'm just like, we put all our trust into this guy. And I'm not saying he's not a doesn't have the ability to be a phenomenal coach. But right now, he is finessing us. I mean, for real. He is just like, this team this team that. And I'm not buying it. I bought it at the beginning. You got me at the beginning. But now, nah. It's just too much. Like, if he played the two bigs and actually utilized the Bube, we wouldn't be a soft team. Right? We would have the edge that he's looking for. But since his decisions and coaching approach has been not to do that, we seem soft. So, again, it ain't all on the players. If you play Paul McNeil at center, of course we're going to get out-rebounded. Like, it's just crazy stuff. It's not about the player all the time. Like, in this particular case, we have guys out of position, and this man does not want to change it. And so we take these lumps for we should not have lost this game, guys. Like, just watching it, we didn't hit shots, but to get out rebounded and to have them going to I just thought of something. Let's talk about the free throws that they missed at the end of the game, trying to give us a chance. Okay, so we put them on the free throw line at least 2 or 3 times in the game. They missed both free throws. We're down 4, and we still couldn't take this game. Right? Why not come across, call a timeout, run a play you're going to get an open 3 off of, or run a play where you could get a mismatch. Instead, we just letting it play out, fouling, send them to the free throw line, they miss again. We just let it play out. Copeland going to do something stupid trying to force it. Like, this guy's a lot, yo. Yeah. I mean, I like the pieces. Okay. I do like the pieces. I just don't like how he's putting them together, which is the most frustrating part for me. And our team is just, even though they're all new, I feel like they still got a little bit of, not all of them being new, but there's that NC State in them where they're like, oh, we still got to lose a bad game for some reason. Like, losing Georgia Tech at home is just, we shouldn't have lost that game. I expected probably go to Clemson to catch an L. So now we got to go to Clemson, off losing at home, and try to beat them at their house, which nobody's doing. So we already, and I have to go into mindset Monday, considering that that's going to be going on Tuesday. Guys, just let you all tell me what you got going on here, because I'm just, as I'm talking about it, I'm getting more frustrated. Ian, we have a roster of a bunch of role guys, though. We don't have a stud. That stud has proven to be a bit of a flop. He was the Robin at Texas Tech. He was never Batman. You're right. You are right. And we all agree on that. But when you have a roster like that, it then shows how well the coach can put them in good positions, right? Like, that's when the coaching becomes most important, when you don't have a stud. When you can't say, hey, Williams, we're going to get you the rock, spread out, go get us a bucket, right? When you don't have that, coaching then becomes the reason that you win most of the time. I saw the situation with the bigs. That is, like you said, easy to be outside for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's coaching, y'all. Like, I mean, our coach is really putting us behind the 8 ball in a lot of this. Like, he went and got the roster, and the roster is better than our record. That's what it boils down to. Our roster is not mid ACC. We got a lot of guys that are pretty good if you put them together correctly, and we're not doing so. One of my questions is, and maybe you all can let me know, there are assistants on his bench. What are they doing? All of them can't be sitting there like, Coach, we being out rebounded. I think we should just stay small. Let's take Paul out while he's cooking and put in Breed. Do they suggest anything, or are they over there just hanging out, watching like us? That's the part that gets me. Like, if I was a coach, I want my assistant coach to be like, hey, coach, maybe you didn't see this. Shed light on things I'm missing. But I don't think that's happening, because there's no way. He's got 16 guys in black shirts that nobody, like, some of them are managers, cool, but nobody over there can say, coach, how about this? He won't listen to anybody. Ian, now DW's having teams game for him, double team, and he's not knowing how to handle it. No, I would agree. And, having somebody game plan for you can be, that can be difficult. But I need him to do more of everything else. If you were going to go out there and miss shots, I mean, he missed a couple shots today. Free throw line, pull up, open threes, like, stuff you normally hit. If you're going to miss those, give me 10, 15 rebounds. He did have some steals, but a lot of them steals were just given to him. They really weren't steals where he was locking up on defense or playing the passing lane. It was like, the ball fell into my hands. Like, I need him to have 12 assists, like, dominate the game in another way. If they're game planning against you to keep you from scoring. I mean, he's supposed to be an all-around player that, as coach says it, we lucky to have him. He affects winning in so many ways. Well, if you're jacking up bricks, let's do the other stuff. Bob, sad day. This team can't beat a good team, but now they're proving they can lose to a bad team. Yeah, Bob, you're right. We're not beating the top teams. We were holding serve and not losing to bad teams, and then we go and lose to Georgia Tech. Now, all we can do now is hope Georgia Tech has turned the corner and start running off dubs, right? If Georgia Tech is like, we were the one game that helped turn around for them and turn it on, light switch went off, and now they win 4, 5, 6 in a row, then cool. Highly unlikely. But cool, I'll accept that. And then when that time comes, I'll be like, all right, like all of our losses so far this season, they didn't look bad, right? We lost to teams that ended up being pretty good. At the time, we didn't know that. But that's how we feel now. Maybe Georgia Tech is going to be that team also. All right, Jack, let's see. How do you think our roster construction needs to change for next year? I think it'd be hard to find a lot of game changers in the portal. That's a good question. So next year, we definitely need to go get bigs. All right, Abube gone, so he won't be there. Lubin gone. So we really only have Musa and our freshman. I'm drawing a blank. You all can tell me his name. He's redshirting. But I don't think that's going to be enough. So we need to go get some bigs. We obviously need to get a show-stopping point guard because we missed out on our freshman point guard. So we need somebody that's proven. And I don't mean like Holloman, go get somebody from another team to play point a little bit. Like, we need somebody that is elite. Spend your money on the point guard. That's what I would do. Get some bigs, cool. Get an elite point guard. And then you already got your shooting. If you keep Abel, you keep McNeil, and you fill in everything else, cool. But we really need top level point guard. He's got to be like 1 or 2 in the portal. We need to land them early so people know they're coming to play with somebody that, can do everything. Ian, man, you're right about the assistants. Chambers, the D coordinator, our D was getting torched all season. We started turning the corner. Then today we gave it literally 10 plus layups and open threes. Come on. Yeah, man. Ian, I don't know. Like, those assistants are over there getting a check. Maybe they were in practice or something. But I don't know, maybe it's old school, but I want my head coach to make in-game adjustments that I can see. Like, oh, he switched this up. Okay. And I want the assistant to be like, hey, coach, tap him on the shoulder. He hears something. Then I can be like, maybe he told him something. He decided not to listen. But I don't see or feel any of that. And I don't know why. I just don't get it. Jag, I don't see him talking to the assistants at all. Stark contrast to a team like Duke, where Shire is constantly. See, I don't even watch Duke that much, but I agree. Like, your assistants are there to help, to assist, right? You're in the game. It can easily be where you're focused on one thing, you see something else, and you miss something. Or they have an idea that may work and, you listen to them. That's how these guys get promoted into other jobs, because they're good at helping the head coach figure out different things. They're ready to be head coaches. I don't know who on our staff is about to be a head coach. I really don't. David Johnson, this is a gut-wrenching loss. Need more size to be a dominant team. No, David, I agree. But I don't know if us having more size is going to matter if he's not going to play the size. Right? We can have 7-footers sitting on our bench right now, and that's what they would be doing, sitting on our bench with the assistants, having a conversation, because he's not utilizing his height for some reason. I don't know. Bob, I have no expectations. Woo, hold up. Let me read that again. I have no expectations for this team. They are so inconsistent. It's unreal. Can't figure them out, but they aren't good. Ouch, Bob. That might be an emotional statement. Like, the way we're feeling right now, we're hurting. And so we feel like our team's not good. I wouldn't go that far. I hope you're wrong. But I understand how you feel. Feast of famine basketball. When you live by jump shots, no room for error with this team. This is true. If you're a jump shooting team, you need to be able to rebound. And we can't do that. So we're shooting a bunch of jumpers, and we're not getting offensive rebounds. So we either got to shoot at a high level and blow people out, or it's going to be a long night. His assistant do tell him, but coach is yelling at them that he got it and waved the assistants. Oh, okay. Well, if that's what's happening, then, we kind of stuck with what we got. That might be why he's had the same guys for the longest, right? They can't get promoted because they don't get a chance to do anything. And Wade's been winning, so he should have been spitting out head coaches like nothing, but he hasn't, right? These guys have been with him forever. So these are just yes men, I guess. Yeah, that's tough and unfortunate. What does Sagnia do to play 9 minutes? You know what, man? That's a good question. I don't know. It's like when he plays Abube for 1 minute and he has 4 points and a steal and never gets back in the game. That is a phenomenal point. Musa was in the game, played 9 minutes. He had 6 points, 2 for 2 from the field, 1 rebound, 1 turnover, no fouls. Didn't even get a foul. I don't know. I don't know why he didn't put him back in the game. That's what I'm saying. I said like he gets lost in the game and forgets how to substitute, I guess. Mm-mm. But we're going to be on the hot seat by the end of the year. Hey, look, I hear you. I mean, it's crazy. Like, he should be on the hot seat just for lying to us, blatantly lying. You know, he had us built up. Man, he has us built up. And honestly, it's not a bad year, guys. Like, it's really not a bad year. It's just a bad year compared to what he was talking. He was a head case. All right, I don't know what that means, Bob, but hey, Jack, why do you think he doesn't sit on the bench? To me, it just looks like he thinks he has it figured out and doesn't need to listen to anyone else. Jack, I could see that. I sort of get that vibe from him. That he knows he's smart and he knows how to do this, and it's a little cockiness to him, just turned into a little arrogance. And I can see how before at LSU he would have got caught up trying to break rules, thinking he wasn't going to get caught. Because now that he's not breaking any rules, he still has that mentality like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I got this. I can see that. He's got I don't know if he's going to change at this point. I think we got what we got. So what does that mean for us? Our best rebounder sits. We got out rebounded. You can't sit. You're right. I mean, you can. The way he showed, you can definitely sit him. It doesn't make much sense. But you can do it. You can sit him over there and watch yourself get out rebounded and then blame it on the team and say they didn't practice well all week. Because that's what he's doing. You know, he's blaming it on the preparation. They're inconsistent and all of this stuff. And they're inconsistent because their coach is inconsistent. But he's not going to address that. Issue with this team is if we're not shooting threes well, we don't have a second option. We drive to the goal. In this game, we missed easy layups. Yep, Q and Lubin were terrible at the glass. Yeah, they were. They did not finish like they normally do. Which, you know, that's not something that's going to be every game. We know more often than not, Lubin is going to finish well at the basket, and Q is going to get to the basket and do his job or get fouls. But I said it earlier in the live. Another problem with this team is they do a lot of expecting to get calls. Right? They're shooting and they get hit and they fall over, or they wait for the whistle and they don't, play through the contact, and then we don't get the whistle. So unfortunately, these guys haven't been at state long enough to know we don't get whistles. And so they're waiting and not realizing, hey man, that's not how it works here. That's the downside. They fall so much. Jack, it felt like TA didn't get a lot of burn today. He played 17 minutes. He had 3 points. He hit 1 3. He only took 1 shot. But he had 6 boards, 1 assist, 0 turnovers. So again, you got a guy who's been playing well. He only played 17 minutes. I'm telling you, bringing Holloman back threw some stuff off for him. I don't know necessarily for the players, but the way that he subbed, Holloman played 18 minutes. He played 1 more minute than Abel and Arsenault, and more than Musa, who have been killing during this stretch. So he didn't know how to reincorporate him into the rotation. Holloman went 1 for 4. He hit 1 3. He had 1 assist, 1 turnover. Okay. I mean, I don't see why he should have played the most out of our 4 guys on the bench. David, I think Holloman needs to play over Breed. I'm sorry. He plays hard when he's on the floor. If we're going to shoot jumpers, he might as well be on the floor. So here's my thing, David. I don't disagree with that. Breed is, to me, plays a little bit better defense, team defense, like being where he needs to be, cutting off driving lanes for smaller guards. If the guards are larger, I would go with Holloman, but something's up with my man's shoes. Did y'all see him sliding everywhere? He fell down at least 2 or 3 times and gave up open threes. I don't know why he can't change directions without slipping. Get those shoes. Somebody get them, throw them away, get him another pair. I know they get shoes like it's nothing. Why is he wearing shoes that are so slippery? It's ridiculous. Can we request for open practice where we can observe what they do? That was the thing of the previous. Yeah, we did. So Keith did let us watch a practice, but of course they wouldn't go over, a lot of their stuff. I doubt Wade's doing something like that, but it's probably not going to matter because he's just going to do some little fluff stuff and try to get the boosters to give him some money. And then we get the money, and then he just goes back to his old ways of what he wants to do. That man is real slick. He's real slick. I don't trust much he's saying at all. Look, man, we need to drop one of these guards. You had Holloman, it throws off the minutes. Abel, TA needed 1 minute. Fact. There's no reason that Abel and Arsenal should not play the majority of the minutes in this game based on how they've performed the last 2. Okay? I don't care what you saw in practice. To bring this man back off an ankle injury and have him play more minutes than 2 of your guys who were better defensively and one that has just been flat out probably your best player the last couple of games overall, it's crazy. I don't know what he's looking at when he's on the sideline. Even if you're not listening to any of your staff, how can you think that Terrence Arsenault, who has now found his shot, who is long, athletic, and just starting to warm up and understand how his body is moving now and getting past his injury mentally, that he shouldn't play more than Holloman? Yeah. It's not just the guys. Breed isn't ball dominant, very similar to Paul. You need those floor spaces with guys like Q or DW. I hear you, Jack, but honestly, I don't need Breed or Holloman on the court, to be honest. I'd be just fine without either one of them. They're not world beaters to me, and I don't think we miss a lot if they're not playing. I don't. You could put Abel and McNeil in both their spots and be just fine. This team is getting a hard dose of reality. The team? How about us? Oh, man, we're getting a hard dose of reality. This is painful. Like, I'll tell you, the part that bothers me so much is when I'm at the game and we got to watch this intro, this Red Reckoning. I'm so sick and tired of this daggone Red Reckoning. Like, it's not here. Not saying it's not coming, but it's not here. Why do we keep playing that? Like, when are they going to come to reality that there is no Red Reckoning right now? Right now? We win this game without Holloman because Wade would not need to think about implementing them. You're right. Terrible coaching job today. You're right. How do we end up with one timeout left? You're right. Call a timeout when Q falls. You're right. Coach had a bad coaching game. Like, he's had a few of those. And honestly, I can't think of a game where his coaching won us the game. Most of our games that we've won, we've been a better team. That's what it boils down to. We got the better players. We hit more shots, and that's it. But when it has come down to coaching, close games, we lost. Texas, Maui, lost. Kansas, overtime, lost. Trying to think who today, lost. Who else was a close game that we lost to? Auburn. I don't remember how close that one was. Y'all can tell me, but close games, he's not winning those. At least not right now. Love Copeland, but if he's going to be your leading scorer, we're going to be in trouble. It means other players are not involved. Yep. You are right. So disappointed, Wade. Bob, it's an understatement. Jack, I'm confused. I thought we got extra points for not spending timeouts. Isn't that why we didn't call one when Q was on the floor? Yeah, it looks like that, right? Man, listen. Yeah. It's just funny to hear this man go into these press conferences and these post games and these radio shows and talk about this team the way that he does, like it's really just them. And it's not. Like, they're college basketball players that every team has players do these types of things, have off nights, be inconsistent, especially freshmen. But normally you got the coach that figures this stuff out. And he's not doing it. But he's pointing the finger. The not calling timeout with Q Phil was mind blowing. I had to ask fellas in the chat if coach is allowed to make that call by rule. That was a failure. Yeah. Yeah, he's just out there, I don't know, just watching, I guess. Like, I felt at the beginning of the year he was going to be phenomenal in game, right? Because he was getting technical fouls, right? We were up, and he's, like, super engaged. He got a tech in a while. Maybe he needs to get another tech. Like, maybe he needs to get kicked out of the game. Just lose it because you're paying attention and you don't like something and you're invested. I would feel better about that. Maybe one of them assistants over there could do something different. Just prove a point. Say, you know what? I don't listen to those guys because they don't know what they're doing. Watch this. Get a technical foul, get a second tech, get kicked out of the game, and then let whoever the second guy is take over and see how they do. And if they stumble, then I'll shut up. At least me. I won't say anything else. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, that's why coach don't listen to them. But I don't think that's the case. Auburn was close, or would have been if Overton didn't score 78 points. Yeah, Overton was killing us. We was daring that man to shoot. Yeah. I felt like today we had a couple of instances where I felt that old defense came back, where it was like, oh, don't guard them from three because they were that open. We were nowhere near them, and they were just hitting open threes because of our rotation. Yeah, that whole statistic analytics stuff is just, for this team, for the birds. It doesn't work. He did get a take against BC and then saw the Florida State game. I think you're on to something. Yeah. He the BC tech, he wasn't even trying to get it, but he got one. Florida State, Q, I believe, got the technical foul, but yeah, man, I don't know. We are not coaching these boys up. If something's working, we need to run it until they can stop us. Exactly. Not a whole lot was working tonight, but I hate we don't just continue running the same thing over. You're right. And I don't know what that's about. Like, if you run a play and you score off of it, try it again. Okay, so it works again. Try it again. Like, I don't get why we don't do that. And I don't understand why we don't chase mismatches, right? Teams do that against us. Coach does not say, hey, stop. Get the ball to such and such and chase the mismatch. You want to set the pick, make them switch. Now you go at the person switched on. We don't go after people when they get 4 fouls. Like their star forward in Boga, I forget what his name is. It's for Georgia Tech. He's like an NBA level forward, and he was in foul trouble, and we didn't go with him, even though we kept him in check most of the game. I'm saying I don't remember his name. I got my phone right here. Ndongo, I guess is his name, number 11. He didn't do much. He had 6 points, 2 for 4. He had 9 boards, but he had 4 fouls. He should have fouled out because he got those 4 fouls early. We let Reeves Jr. just kill us. He had 21 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists in 38 minutes. And I mean, he's a senior, but listen, he shouldn't have got off on us like that. He had 11 points versus Pitt, 11 versus Syracuse, 16 versus Boston College. Yeah. Pretty sure we dared him to beat us, probably. And he did. There was a 3 number 7 hit straight on from the top of the key. Where he was unguarded for a good 5 seconds. Yes. There was a lot of that, just the open threes. Stanford just ran the same play over. Over against UNC, and they didn't stop it. We need to attack matchups. Yes, we do. We definitely need to do that. Every time they said Kawasi during the broadcast, I muted the TV. I didn't even Kawasi. I had to watch for that. Who is Kawasi? Is that the guy's name that was killing us? Is it Kawasi? Oh, Kawasi Reeves. Oh man. We let this dude Kawasi kill us. That's tough. You gotta go back to campus and say Kawasi was eating us up. You can be like, what's his name? Kawasi. Mm-mm. Bob, I agree. Musa doesn't play strong. He can't finish in traffic down low. He can't get in there and bang for a rebound, or he just doesn't. Yeah, I don't know if it's he can't or it's effort, but yeah. Here Coach say he can't get through to the team. It's just wild. Like, you can't get through to your team is a problem. And I don't know that I would have said that out loud. Like, I wouldn't have told anybody. Guys, it's tough. And, we got to bounce back. I'm hoping Coach makes the adjustment for Clemson. If he goes to Clemson and he tries to play this small ball without playing Lubin and Musa together, we're going to get blown out. We're going to get blown out. And I hope that he doesn't do that. So, we'll continue to stay on this wild ride together. You all know I'm going to be here throughout the week for you to vent, continue to vent, and tell your frustrations. Tell me some topics you want to hear about. I'll be willing to talk about them. If any of you want to, jump on a video with me, I'm open to that. Just let me know. A couple of you still have some questions here. Let's see, comments really. David, Clemson game becomes a must-win now. How often have we won down there over the years? Yeah, last time might have been that Final 14 we had. I feel like DJ hit a floater at the end of the game. I'm not sure. But, yeah, it's not often. Watch us be Clemson. There you go, John. You speak that into existence, man. I like the energy. I'm going to leave it at that. I like your energy. UW does have an old guy game. Yeah, Bobby, he has an old guy game, and a lot of times the old man could really beat you. but he doesn't impose his will like that. So we just end up losing. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Edward, don't do that. Clemson will smoke State. Don't do that. We're going back to Jonathan. We're gonna go with this Jonathan vibe because we're about to end our live here. We wanted to end on a positive note. Jonathan says, "Watch us beat Clemson." Okay, we're gonna try to hold on to that as I go into Mindset Monday, Jonathan. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to grasp your energy that you have. Till next time, Pack. Listen, keep your head up. Maybe we'll get a present. Maybe Carolina will lose today. They're down 4 with a minute left to Cal. May feel a little bit better, but we'll see. Till next time, go back.